Welcome back to Factorio. My name is Nilaus and we're here with our glorious little base. We are almost finishing up the first step on Novice, and then we're going to be heading out into the world and get to the part that's actually more space age shaped. So what is it we want to do? We need two things before we can leave. I want to hook up uranium and I want to build the spaceship. Obviously we need to build the spaceship to get anywhere. And I've been thinking about those two things, and I think that if I combine both into the same episode, then it'll be thematically really weird, and probably also too long, because it takes quite a while to build a spaceship. So I've decided that I want to build the spaceship in this episode, and then we'll do the uranium while filling up the spaceship next episode, because filling up the spaceship also takes a significant amount of time. So we're going to have to skip the uranium right now, and then all we're going to be working on is getting things to space, which is what happens here. There might be a few things I want to do sort of on this planet, because we are going to be sending a lot of stuff to space. So we now have, because we researched with space science, we researched some things, and let's just get some more sort of random research. Actually, I think I really want to get maybe even more than robots. Get some shooting speed, and also that, because that makes it safer to travel to the other planet. So that's we need some damage. Right, so for example this one, we have now some yellow assemblers here, and we also got there, and here we also got some beacons. Well, we didn't actually get the beacons yet. We have the beacons over here. And see, this is also something I want to do. I want to do like that. And all the things that I really want to have spawned with the legendary things has to also be converted. Like these things have to be converted, because then they are more likely to actually generate a legendary thing, and that's one as well. Like these are the stuff we want legendary, or I mean, okay, I'm saying legendary, but any kind of quality. We got one nice one here, but we really need more. So we're gonna do this one. We also need or want beacons to be better quality. They are amazing if they're better quality. If we look at this, we're only getting a little bit in here. So if I now put my newfound beacon, put it in here. Finally there's enough room for it. And then I don't have enough of these just yet. Then the next part is I've added another mod, the mod that I can't really live without, and that's called the rate calculator. And it means that you can do Alt X, and you can hover over something, and you get sort of the amount that's being used and produced per second. And you can see that it's consuming. When we don't have these up here, they are being consuming more. So I'm going to do this. And what I basically want to show you is that when this one is done, then it'll consume the full belt. And that means all of the stuff over here isn't actually, not even is necessary. It just doesn't really make sense to have, because this will be producing more and it's consuming the same amount. So that will be like an improvement to our build. Yay! We can actually improve it even further, and by building a second one of these, but since we can't even support one because of the productivity modules, then there's no point in making it bigger. But this will be our bottleneck moving forward. Blue circuits, that's not a big surprise, especially since we're constraining it to only 30 per second here. We can get it up, and you know what I can actually do? I definitely want to do this one. So we'll take the majority of one of these belts out here. There we go. And that will be this thing. This one will just be working. So let's move on into space, as I promised. That means we have to go here, and I'm going to set another platform. This one will be, we'll get the Volcanus, and yes, if you hear the weird thing and look around for a little kitty, it's not with you. It's running around my feet and demanding attention. So say hi to Speedy in the comment section. He'll appreciate the attention that I can't give him now. And this one we'll call Volcanus Express. There. That is something we're going to be making. And the reason why we're going to make it for Volcanus Express is, well, Volcanus is the first planet we're going to go to. And I want to get this, have this planet be sort of associated with Volcanus, and then build another one that will be associated with Volgora, and maybe build a third one that's just going to be associated with Gleba, if we... Well, I'm already sort of getting PTSD just mentioning Gleba, so let's see. The space platform has now been created. Here we go. And now we need to start working on it. So let me talk a little bit about the design criteria for this. I'm going to make a simple spaceship that can consistently fly between any of the inner planets. It's going to be solar powered. It's not going to rely on very advanced tech. So I'm going to be blue assemblers. It's going to be, it doesn't require any yellow science or purple science. That's the intention of this. So no beacons, and it'll be simple and small and cheap, but it won't be the smallest, because I also needed to get somewhere and actually have a bit of storage so we can move back and forth. And I don't want to make like a teeny tiny ship so that we actually can't really move on and work from there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this as the first things we want to do is actually set some of these up on the side so that we can get some more storage in. So that's going to be the first thing. And then I want 2 extra tiles on either side, so this looks good. And there and there. And then I need to go up. Yeah. And some part up here. I don't know exactly how much. How far up here? But probably a little bit more. The first thing, I want to build of this base is the things we need. We need defenses up front, so we need ammo, need turrets up front. We need to have like grabbers all the way around so we can grab things. We need to have a plant that actually makes power, or it makes yellow ammo. Then we need, that's going to be up front, and then we're going to have down here below, we're going to have the actual engine where we make the rocket fuel so we can move forward. And those are the main conditions, or the main things we want. So let's start by getting all of the, and I think that's probably going to be a good amount to get started on. Yes. Right, so what is it we want to make up front? Well, we want to make, let's get these here. We're going to make something, and isn't this music is really annoying. Now it's gone. This will make ammo. And I'm going to take another one and I'm going to put it here. So basically what I want to do is I want to have a line that comes here. Here. Then I want to have these on the side. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, these are going to be all of it. Everything has to be as cheap as possible because you don't have a lot of solar power here. So the plan of this is this will have iron going downwards, and that means we can now get this here. There. And then I can take it, and I am never going to, after Novice, we are never going to use the blue inserters anymore. We're simply just phasing them out and only using green. They cost the same to transport, and I don't want to sort of mess around with trying to save a little bit of this here. So this now means that if I can get iron in on this bound here, it goes in, it can become, or iron ore becomes iron, and goes in here and becomes what we need. So now we need this to go back into here, because I want to have a belt storage. I'm always using my belt idea around here. And that's kind of how I do. It's kind of become how I want to do all of these builds here. So let's just design. This will carry everything we want and be available. That means what this one works is the outer side will be the ammunition and the inner side will be asteroids. And that sushi belt will then be managed all the way around. And I want to make these, and they go into this one for storage and then go out. That's, for me, a better way of doing it. I prefer it that way. So how would I do this? Well, I can do this, and then I can get you out here, and that gets in here. That's, yep. And I can also get you here. And there. And these two will now, they don't have to have a filter, but I just like filtering what it actually is they're bringing in. Great. So that will be sort of an output of, this will determine whether my ammo production is going to be put in here, because I don't want to fill up this box with ammunition, but I need it a certain amount. Then I also need this to go out on, I guess that's going to be like these two. Get out here. I don't know if I need it to go out this fast. I probably only need one, but whatever. Let's actually look at a little bit about the power. So I am going to get here, but I am pretty sure that everyone should at this point, if you've been doing the same thing as I have, more or less, you should have some of these available. And they probably won't come in because they are, oh, they will. Oh, nice. How nice. That's because they're doing it like a mixed. So we get those in. Oh, on the way 50. Okay, we're gonna get 50 inbound. So we definitely have enough power here. We'll just save this for a little bit and build up top first. Right, we're gonna be assuming that on the outside we have ammo, which we're gonna get now. That's the only thing we have on the outside, and that will just always be full. So these ones will not be constrained. They will just try to fill up this outer belt. Then we need to get the stuff inbound. That means if the inside of this belt will contain what it will contain? It'll contain the asteroids. So I need to process the asteroids. So I'm gonna get up here. We're gonna get one of these. And I guess I'll place it like this, which should be the middle. Yes, that will be the middle. This is unfortunately an odd number wide, so it's gonna be a little shifted to one side. That's just the way it is. This one will then be doing the iron processing, and it'll need to... Let's do this one first, and then see. And you're gonna go here, but that will have to be filtered to be only iron ore. Then you're gonna be picking it up, and you're also gonna be outputting it, and it's gonna be output as the 3 types of asteroids. No, it can only be one asteroid, but I'll just do this one sort of for consistency, so that I always have one that looks like this going out of these locations. And there. Also, remember that. Cool. So this means that if we have things coming around here, the iron will be picked up and used for this part. Great. That's easy. That's simple. This one will produce 10 per second. And each of these, we don't know how much they're going to be producing, but that's 10 is enough. So now I need to make my defenses up front. And I also need to have grabbers. And this is where, if we look on now, is we really want to have these be higher quality. So we're going to take these 2 asteroid collectors, the uncommon ones, and put them up front, because that's just so much better. So this, get it to uncommon, and where do I want to build that? I think I want to build it, it has to be like this, because I need to be putting it here, and then that has to be there as well. No. Yeah. Let's do that. Yes. And will they get in here? No, because it says I don't have a full thing. Okay, but let's then get another one that is not legendary, and then put that on the side. That'll be, I guess, like this. And then I also build it on the other side. Here. There. And then we need to go down as well, and also get another one further down. And I actually want it to be... If I can build it here and here, like the same rail, then I can turn this corner and turn this corner, and then I can get you out here. That'll put on the inside, and here I'll also put on the inside because it's in a turn, so that goes on the inside, and up here. And let's actually do this a little bit different. Go away, and then there, and yay, we got them. Nice. And now we're actually already grabbing things, so we check all this. This is on the inside, inside, everything is cool. This actually starts working because we don't have any conditions, so it's just happy. I guess it doesn't matter that we're sort of working on it right now, does it? I don't know. And it also just means that this corner is not necessary, this corner is not necessary, but I do want to get this out here so that it matches the other side. Oh, now that's weird. Yeah. Yeah. Why like this? Because then I can use this, and unfortunately, since it's odd, then I can't do quite the way I wanted it here. So we'll also get... Why not? So let's do some defenses up front. We'll, of course, use turrets. That's the only thing we have. And we can start putting it 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I can put them here and here. And then 2 more in front, 2 more in front, 2 more in front. and make sure that we actually get a continuous there. And in here, in here. And I guess we can... No. Okay, so we just have to get this up here. And they can go here. Right, so that gets us the first part. The front defenses. Do we need any more defenses? Well, if we look at this, it looks fine. We could set this part here, or we can, and we will, set this one up here to also get something. It works pretty neat that it can be... That's 6 tiles in between, which is enough for 2 of these. And then getting inbound here, inbound here. So let's take that. Flip it. No, flip it here. And smash it in. And return it. That will get us defenses all the way down. So now that's actually the front of the ship. It's pretty neat, I think. And it works really well. And we... Yeah, it works. We're just waiting for the turrets to get in here. That'll be fine. So at this point, we can actually move down to the back part of the ship. And I think I want to, take this out. Because we're going to use this space now. Now, what is it we want to make here? We want to make some rocket, some thrusters. We have those. And could actually be a good idea to have this as better. But, no. I don't know if this is the right place, actually. Oh, we got something. I want to continue to... What do I really want? So there's a lot of yellow signs here. But not a lot of other... Speed platform thrusters. Someone forgot to research that. Okay, let's do that first then. Okay. No wonder we don't have it. Let's see. Anything else I want? Nothing that's only purple. Well, we can take that one. Yes, like that. Okay. I need some space here, so... Let's start by getting... I know I need this. And I know I need something like this. And then I need this one. And then I need this to be 1, 2 down from here. Yes. Yeah. Alright, so that gets us... Okay, let's reverse this. Okay, we're gonna get... So, what is it we want to make? We want to make... Yeah, of course. We don't have the thrusters yet. Ah, that's so silly. Alright, well, we've built this. And we also should have one of these up here. And we should have some of this. So, I'm just going to get these up here. So, we can, when this research is done, we can get all the stuff we need. While waiting for the thrusters to complete the research, it almost is, then I started working on something. And I just said, like, why don't you just double this one and put it over here? And then I was thinking, okay, well, that would require the red circuits can go on, but the green circuits will be consumed before they move on. So I need to sort of resupply with more green circuits for the rest. And then I made this where I'm actually getting the red circuits continue. And then it takes from only the left side of the belt goes onto this belt and it splits. And then the right side goes into the other belt. And this one is then currently stuck because that belongs to the left side. So that means that we can take another belt in. Obviously, we don't have a full belt here. But that will increase the production of blue circuits quite a lot. At the cost of course, well, a lot of things here. But it works, and that's great. And now we can actually get the thrusters. How long does it take for us to get some thrusters? Luckily, funnily enough, we got some fishies in here. No, don't think we need fishies for space. But that'll be... 1, 2, and 3 in here. We don't want to be getting these in higher quality, so we'll just let this one trickle along. I have set this one up to build more, but it is dying because it doesn't have any low density structures. Low density structure is kind of also awful, so there's a opportunity to make it with 3 productivity and 1 speed module all the way down. It might be something I want, but we'll just leave it as it is for now. The thrusters are now coming in and we can start making the stuff that we want. We obviously want, over here, we want to make some thruster fuel, there. And we want to make some oxidizer, and those two have to be mixed in here. And then each of these requires some water. Water in space has to come from ice. So we do that one here. And then we can sort of get it in like so. Over here, and leap underneath. Why like this? because each of these also needs some iron inbound, and these two are gonna need some carbon inbound, which means that I need to make this one. Can be right here. It's better to do it like that and like that. And this one will be the one that makes carbon there, and you're gonna be the one that makes ice there. And they will then be input here, and we'll take the outbound first. And yes, I always want to be sort of outputting this before picking it up, because that means when it actually generates that 30% return, then it can pick it up immediately itself. I think that's nicer. You can also argue that it's the other way around, because then you will always sort of be picking up, and then there will be a slot to insert it again. Now, we don't have any logic to this yet, but we will definitely get that soon. I think we just let it run for a little bit now. Okay, so that will be just a water storage. We need that. Then we also need like storage for here. And I can do that here and here. Oh, we only got one of each. Oh, I thought it would bring like a stack, but no. So then we need to pump this into these locations. This is the blue one, so that goes very simple like that. And like this. You can just take these out, then it doesn't need to bring any more. Okay, that's good. Because this one will then be used to manage the thrust so it doesn't fly too fast and use too much power and all that stuff. We do have one concern, and that is we don't have any defenses at the back. So I'm going to be putting these two in as locations for us to get defenses. It's going to reach the back of the ship. Not a lot, but it's going to reach a little bit, which is good. Now we just need to get the power in there. So we're going to do that by doing this and this. And then we need here. That means it's going to be filling up on these sub-belts, and then it'll go in here and make sure that we are now protected from the back. Then we have some idle spaces here that have no other values, so we put some accumulators in. We don't really value accumulators much, but if there are spaces where we can put them in, then sure, let's just do it. That one. Those are locations, and they don't work because they are not continuous. There we go. And I can also just put like this. It'll be sort of making the ship look a little nicer, I think. Sort of more rounding off the corners here. These three thrusters will be ample, and we're waiting for this one. This is a ghost, so that's why. Now we have a little bit of space here. That's going to be needed for... We need some ice inbound, so that means we are going to get... Oh, that's not correct. This is not the right one. Oops. It's that one. There we go. It likes it much better. It didn't get the water because that's the stuff we have to build right there, I guess. And let's see. Like that. And this one will be the ice one. And I also have to remember to continue to always have these in here. And inbound. And I need to get that out here and get that in here. Yes, that should also get us solved on inbound. Yes, it gets here, it processes, they go in, they get water, we start making the fuel that's in here, and it starts pumping out into these ones. And we can see lower right hand corner, it fills up with thrusters, oxidizers, and fuel. Great. And now these are charging because we're actually using a lot more power. Why are we using so much power? Because someone forgot that all of these... Oh, don't need 3. Just need 2. And there and there. So just 2 for each of these. Powered, and there is a spot for this one here and nothing else. So now we have basically the whole ship, but it's missing the controls. So we need to make the controls. It's going to be the way that I've done it a million times before, but we're going to be walking through it because it is, well, I guess non-trivial. Then we're going to do that one. We are going to do one of these, and we're going to get a little light just so that we can also visually see that it's working. Good. So this is what we need. The first thing we need is to figure out what we want on this ship. How much do we want? Well, like we did on the science ship here, we can actually just copy this and use that as a baseline for the new one. There. So this one says how much do we want of each of these. This will be measuring from the belt, so it'll be a lot more than 5. You need to figure out where the inputs are coming from. This will be on the red wire. Let me see. And yeah, so I think this is red wire, and this one will be the one that subtracts one from the other. So again, that's also something we have. Let's copy it. There, explain it, and we're gonna get a red wire in from you, and we're gonna get a green wire in from you, and also from the belt. So now I need to take the belt and read all the belts. So it lights up, and this one on the green wire. On the green wire, we are going to read content and also read the speed. That's what we need. So that goes in here. Then this one is used to have the launch conditions when we are ready to go. We are also going to need to monitor the amount of fluid here. So that will also be, we can go here, here. Can that reach? Yes, it can. And then it also reaches in here. So now those are the things. We're monitoring the belt, we're monitoring the fluid boxes, and we're monitoring the stuff in here. Mainly just to look at the firearms comparatively. Now that we have the combinators, it's a lot easier to set up. So what we're going to do is we're going to set here. I've set it up to 90, and that's of each. That means 270 are rotating around the belt. If we look at how much is on the belt actually right now, that's more than that, but less than this here. So that would mean that right now we should stop picking up italic, stop picking up carbonic, and then only pick up that. That's the intention right now, but we don't have the complete setup yet. However, what we need to control, we don't need to control the iron ore, the carbon, the ice cubes. Don't need to control that because that's not relevant. What we will control is the ammo, and we're going to say we're not going to depart. These are basically departure conditions of saying that I'm not going to depart from a planet if I don't have enough fuel to at least get some of the way or most of the way, and I'm not going to depart if I don't have enough ammo to get us safely to the other side. And then we're going to do another one, and that's going to be V. That is the speed. So I'm going to be also limiting the speed going in. So here we're also getting the speed inbound because that is coming from here. It's reading the speed as V, but that will be, that'll be 0 right now, obviously. So now it goes in here, and we're going to see all the things that are outbound. So now it says, okay, you can increase the thrust up to 200, you can get more of this, and you still need more of the ammo because we have 487 and we need 500. And then that's all, the rest of it is just junk. So these are the conditions that we want to use to control. So this one will skip this and jump over because I want to control these two. These will only enable when that is greater than 0, because that indicates that I still need more. Then we are going to take this signal. We're also going to take that signal down because I need to control this, which I can't do just in one leap. So we're going to do that. And then from here, please work. Yes. This one will enable when V, the velocity, basically the difference between the current velocity and the velocity is 0. So that means it'll keep pushing in here until it reaches the 200 speed, and that's basically means just saying I want it to be running at maximum 200. I don't want it to max out because it uses too much fuel, so just kind of keep it there at that decent speed of 200 kilometers per second. Yeah, it's a nice speed. Then we also take the outbound, and we get into this location. This location will be an indicator for us of are we good. And that means we're going to need to look at some different conditions. One of the conditions is this one less than or equal to 0? If that's the case, and do we have also this one less than or equal to 0? There. And I keep saying and, but I'm writing or. There we go. And that'll be the same. Because when they are less than 0, that means I have enough. I have at least the threshold needed, but I also potentially have more. Now I'm kind of wondering why things are not really working right now. This one should be working, so I'm kind of curious. What is it not? Yeah, you can't exit on this belt, and that's because the belt is currently overflowing with random crap. I'm going to have to fix that by doing this. Because I need some space here. This is a temporary thing. Like all the other things. Because now if I take these out, it should be able to eject this. It should be able to eject. Why are you not? Oh, right. Flip. Oh, this is interesting. Yeah, that doesn't work. So even the flipping can't make it output in the right corners. Yeah, hold on. That's definitely not what we want. We do not want iron ore on that belt. Oops. That one goes up here. And this one will now remove these two because it's okay. And then I'm just going to use it to clean up the iron ore that we somehow leaked on the belt. Oops. It happens. We can clean it up. Alright, so then we have another thing that we want to do. We also want to control these here. So we need to get the signal out here to also go into these. And I can't leap all the way up, so I'm going to leapfrog on this and this. And then the other side from here into that one, leapfrog, that. Now I can take all these and say they are setting filters to only get what is requested. So now I'm using this controller here to control the speed, to collect the collection, to control the production. And then I'm also going into the next one. When these three things are true, then I will send a signal that's going to be a green signal. And that is basically going to go back on the red wire into here. And then I'm going to say the red wire will be sent to platform. There we go. So now we can use this as a... Oh, I can't even do the next one because... have I forgotten to research it? Yes, I have. I think I want to research that. Oops. Probably a good idea before next time. And I go in here. And this one will enable if green is greater than 0. And I'll just make it green because that kind of indicates that this is ready to depart. That's basically the ship that is ready now. And it's ready to take it for a spin. But it's not working because what are we going to bring on our first trip to Volcanus? That is also a bit of conundrum, and it's going to take an awful lot of rockets to get there. So it's going to be in the next episode where we sort of load up the ship, and while it's loading up, we are going to set up uranium. So I think that's a good combination because it takes a long time to build a ship like this, and when I need to explain sort of the details of it. But everything on the ship is controlled by this one, so you determine how much you want of each of the products. This number should be less than the total space on the inside belt, so you kind of takes a little bit of balancing to figure out how much you want to collect. And down here we have then how much ammo you want. 500, that's fine. We can also see the belt actually contains about 300 because this one is 173, so the belt can contain on the outer side 327, so on the inside about little less than 300 would be my guess, and that's why the total number this is 270, and that means there's always going to be like a little bit of idle space left even if it's fully saturated. And it will almost always be starving for ice or oxide asteroids. That's just how it is. If you have better here, then of course first prioritize the front ones and then for the other ones. And this one's also good now because we don't have any more. And that's the ship. And this ship is of course available to patron supporters. It is going to be taken for a spin soon. Once it's filled up with goodies and us, then we can go to Volcanus. But we're not going to do a little test run today. We are going to be just happy with building it because I know it works. And then it's going to be ready for us to jump on in an upcoming episode. So I guess you're going to have to tune in for upcoming episodes to see how it actually works. But yes, it's available to patron supporters, so if you are supporting, then it's available to you and you can actually take it for a spin before we do it here on the YouTube channel. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll be back in the next one with the filling up and getting ready for Volcanus and also uranium, and then we'll take it from there. Until next time, take care and stay effective.